तो पिछले वीडियो में हम लोग जो है ह्यूमन रिप्रोडक्शन जो था उसका पार्ट 1 देखे हुए थे और उसमें हम लोग देखे हुए थे कि जो मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम होता है उसका जो स्ट्रक्चर कैसा होता है। ठीक है, सिस्टम जो है वो कैसा होता है, उसका स्ट्रक्चर कैसे होता है। फिर हम लोग टेस्टिस के बारे में एकदम डिटेल से पढ़े हुए थे और इसके अलावा जो है गैमेटोजेनेसिस के बारे में हम लोग चर्चा कर चुके थे। अब उससे आगे हम लोग को आज देखना है, तो एक बार उसको रिकैप कर लीजिए आप, क्योंकि वो उसका जो है यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा आज हम बताएंगे वो इंटरलिंक्ड होगा। ठीक है, तो क्या क्या पढ़े थे एक बार उसको रिवाइज करते हैं। तो हम लोग पढ़े थे कि जो मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम है उसमें जो प्राइमरी सेक्स ऑर्गन है, ठीक है, जो प्राइमरी रिप्रोडक्टिव ऑर्गन है वो किसको कहा जाता है, वो कहा जाता है किसको, टेस्टिस को कहा जाता है। फिर हम लोग पढ़े हुए थे कि टेस्टिस जो होता है, तो टेस्टिस जो होता है इसकी जो लेंथ होती है कितनी होती है, 4 से 5 सेंटीमीटर, 4 to 5 सेंटीमीटर। जो इसकी विड्थ होती है वो कितनी होती है, 2 to 3 सेंटीमीटर। उसके बाद हम पढ़े हुए थे कि टेस्टिस में एक बीच में वाल होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड मेडिस्टेनम, विच डिवाइड्स द टेस्टिस इनटू 2 चैम्बर्स। एंड इन इंटायर टेस्टिस, पूरे टेस्टिस में जो है 250 लोब्यूल्स पाए जाते हैं। छोटे छोटे स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं, रूम लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं, दैट आर कॉल्ड टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल। उन्हें क्या कहा जाता है, टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल कहा जाता है। और एक टेस्टिस में जो टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल का नंबर है वो कितना होता है, 250। 250 टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल जो है प्रत्येक टेस्टिस में पाया जाता है, देखने को मिलता है। उसके बाद हम लोग पढ़े हुए थे कि जो टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल है उसमें 1 से 3 ट्यूब्यूलर स्ट्रक्चर होता है, ट्यूब्यूल की तरह स्ट्रक्चर होता है, जिसे क्या कहते हैं, जिसे सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल कहते हैं। तो सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल क्या है, सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल कुछ ऐसे ट्यूब्यूल्स हैं, ठीक है, जो कि टेस्टिकुलर लोब्यूल्स में पाए जाते हैं। और कितने होते हैं, 1 से 3, किसी में एक। सब चीज़ हम प्रीवियस वीडियो में हम डायग्राम के साथ बताए हुए हैं, उसको देखना है तो उसको देख लीजिए पहले, तो इस वीडियो में ज़्यादा समझ नहीं आएगा। अभी हम केवल उसको रिवाइज करवा रहे हैं, उसको हम डिटेल से पिछले वीडियो में डायग्राम भी बनाए थे और पूरा अच्छे से समझाए हुए थे। अभी हम लोग उसको रिकैप कर रहे हैं कि हम लोग क्या क्या अभी तक पढ़ चुके हैं। उसके बाद हम लोग पढ़े हुए थे कि जो सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल होते हैं वो 2 तरह के सेल के बने होते हैं। सेमिनिफेरस ट्यूब्यूल कंपोज ऑफ 2 टाइप ऑफ सेल इन विच वन इज कॉल्ड मेल germ cell while another is called Sertoli cell. And we know that what is the function of male germ cell, that it produces sperm. The sperm gets produces from the male germ cell through various divisions like mitosis and meiosis divisions. And what is the function of Sertoli cell? That Sertoli cell provides nourishment to the developing sperm. That when sperm gets produced, then it needs nourishment, and this nourishment is provided by the Sertoli cell. And students, we also studied in previous class that there are another type of cell which are called leading cell or interstitial cell present in the testicular lobule. Means totally how much cells are present in testicular lobule. Totally 3 types of cells are present in testicular lobule, in which one is called male germ cell, another is called Sertoli cell, and third one is called what, leading cell. And what are the function of these all cells? First, male germ cell produces sperm, Sertoli cell provides nourishment to the developing sperm, and leading cell produces testosterone hormone, which is the cause of the secondary sexual character in the male. Okay, and we also studied that there are various divisions like mitosis, meiosis 1, meiosis 2, through which a spermatogonia, that also called male germ cell, passes through, and it finally produces the sperm, and sperm gets produced as a spermatids, which gets then embedded into the Sertoli cell where it gets nourishment, and after nourishment, when it's being released from the Sertoli cell, then this is called what, this is process is called spermiation. And after spermiation, through various ducts like rete testis, vasa efferentia, it comes to the epididymis, where through the vas deferens it moves toward the gland. And we have also studied that there are 3 types of gland known as prostate gland, seminal vesicle, and Cowper's gland or bulbourethral gland, which secretion mixes with the sperm and forms what, forms semen, which finally through the urethra passes to the exterior. Okay, and there are also a last topic in which we have studied about what are the divisions, what are the mitosis and meiosis division through which male germ cell passes. Okay, then in this video we are going to discuss about the hormones, that which are the hormones which are involved in the process of spermatogenesis? As we know that the formation of gamete is called gametogenesis, and formation of sperm is called spermatogenesis, formation of egg is called oogenesis. Okay, then today we are going to discuss about that what is the function of hormones and how many hormones are involved in the process of the spermatogenesis. Okay, as you know, then there are a part of brain known as the hypothalamus, which is the part of the forebrain. As we know, there are three parts of brain known as forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. And again, forebrain has mainly three parts known as the cerebrum, okay, hypothalamus and thalamus. And we know that hypothalamus is that part of the brain which controls the body temperature and which controls the eating and sleeping, and also the endocrine system of our body. The endocrine system which secretes hormone is regulated by which part of the brain? That is hypothalamus. And through which gland? Through pituitary gland. That's why pituitary is called the master gland. Okay, then the main part of brain which controls the endocrine system is hypothalamus, as you know this. Okay, then at the puberty, I am talking about only spermatogenesis, that is which hormones are involved in spermatogenesis and which hormone takes part in which type of action during the spermatogenesis process. Okay, then hypothalamus secretes a hormone known as the GnRH. This is called what? This is called GnRH. Its full form is gonadotropin releasing hormone. What is the full form of GnRH? It is gonadotropin releasing hormone. From where does this hormone get secreted? This hormone gets secreted from the hypothalamus at the age of the puberty. And what is the age of puberty in the human male? In the human male, this is 12 to 13 years, and in the females it is 11 to 12 years. Okay, so hypothalamus secretes the hormone GnRH. This GnRH reaches to the pituitary gland. As we know that pituitary is the master gland of our body, which secretes all the glands which are located in our body, which secretes the hormone, and this gland pituitary is controlled by the hypothalamus part of the brain. Okay, then GnRH moves toward anterior pituitary. Anterior pituitary. As you know, there are two parts of pituitary gland. Pituitary gland can be divided into two parts, in which outer one is called anterior pituitary and dorsal one is called what? Posterior pituitary. And as you have studied in class 11th in chemical coordination and integration chapter, that the anterior pituitary secretes the hormone and releases hormone, while posterior pituitary does not synthesize any hormone. It only secretes the hormone which comes from the hypothalamus. Those hormones are oxytocin and vasopressin, also known as ADH or antidiuretic hormone. So anterior pituitary then secretes two hormones. When GnRH comes to the anterior pituitary, then anterior pituitary secretes how much hormone? Two hormone, in which one is called FSH and second is called what? Second is called LH. FSH is called follicle stimulating hormone. What is FSH? FSH is called follicle stimulating hormone. And what is LH? LH is luteinizing hormone. LH is what? LH is luteinizing hormone. We are studying about the hormonal control of male reproductive system. What is this topic? This topic is hormonal control of male reproductive system. That which are the hormones which are involved in the process of spermatogenesis, and what are the function of those hormones? We are going to study about that. Okay, then firstly we have discussed about the hypothalamus, which is a part of the forebrain, which secretes the hormone GnRH, known as the gonadotropin releasing hormone. This GnRH further works on the anterior pituitary, and this anterior pituitary secretes two hormones known as FSH and LH. What is the full form of FSH, students? Follicle stimulating hormone. And what is the function of LH? This is luteinizing hormone. Then see further what happens with the FSH. FSH moves toward the spermatogonia. as we have discussed in the previous video that the seminiferous tubule composed of two type of cell, in which one is called male germ cell while another is called Sertoli cell. Male germ cell is also known as spermatogonia because it passes through various divisions and finally it forms the sperm. Okay, then FSS works on the male germ cell, or it is also known as the spermatogonia. What is this called? This is called spermatogonia, students. Okay, so FSS works on the male germ cell or spermatogonia, and it initiates the division. It initiates the division in the male germ cell that finally concluded in the form of the formation of the sperm. Okay, then male germ cell further moves through the process known as the spermatogenesis, and after this spermatogenesis sperm gets formed. Okay, so if this question comes in the exam, that what is the function of FSS, students? So FSS, the main function of FSS is to form the sperm through the initiation of the spermatogenesis in the male germ cell. Okay, then this was the function of FSS. Now talk about the LH. That what is the function of LH? What is the function of luteinizing hormone, students? Okay, so LH works on the leading cell. As we have discussed before, that there are three types of cells present in the testicular lobule, which are known as male germ cell, which are known as Sertoli cell, and leading cell. So you can memorize it as L for LH, L for leading cell. Okay, L for LH, LH means luteinizing hormone, and L for leading cell. So LH works on the leading cell. Where does LH work, students? It works on the leading cell. And what is the function of leading cell? Leading cell, as we have discussed, leading cell produces the testosterone hormone, and this testosterone hormone regulates the secondary sexual character in the human male. Okay, then leading cell, what does it does? Leading cell produces testosterone hormone. Testosterone. There are a lot of objective questions in this topic, and a lot of objective questions comes in the examination in this topic, like which gland secretes GnRH, what is the full form of GnRH, which hormone secreted from the anterior pituitary which helps in the process of spermatogenesis, what is the full form of FSH, what is the full form of LH. These are various types of objective questions can be made through this topic, and which also comes in the various examinations. Okay, then leading cell produces which hormone? This produces testosterone hormone, also known as, students, androgen. Testosterone is also known as what? Known as androgens. This testosterone hormone, the primary function of this testosterone hormone is to regulate the secondary sexual character in the human male. So testosterone hormone, what is the function of testosterone hormone? Also known as what? Testosterone is also known as androgen. Okay, so testosterone controls secondary sexual character, in human male. Okay, and testosterone also helps in the process of spermatogenesis. Testosterone, you can say, serves double process. Its one function is to control the secondary sexual character, and its another function is to to help in the process of the spermatogenesis. So this was the complete hormonal control of the male reproductive system, and these are the hormones which participate in this process of the spermatogenesis in the human male. Okay, these hormones are GnRH, these are FSH, LH, okay, and again testosterone. These are the hormones which takes part in the male reproductive system and in the process of spermatogenesis. Okay, then till now we have discussed about the male reproductive system. We have discussed what is reproduction. We have discussed how many types of reproduction are present. We have discussed about the asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. Again, we have discussed that what are the main components of the male reproductive system. We have discussed about the testosterone hormone, about the testes, about the seminiferous tubule, about the male germ cell, Sertoli cell, leading cell, and various types of hormones also which are involved in this process. So Now this topic has been covered. Now we will move toward the female reproductive system, and after finishing female reproductive system, we will discuss about the fertilization process, that how does male gamete and female gamete fuses to form the zygote, and how does the formation of child takes place through a single cell zygote. Okay, then move toward the female reproductive system. As we have drawn the figure of the male reproductive system, we will similarly going to draw the figure of the female reproductive system, and then we will try to understand the various parts, various organs involved or present in the female reproductive system. So let's draw it. You can also draw with me, just pausing the video, you can draw with me this diagram. Okay, this is a very rough diagram, and this also comes in the examinations, like in the year I think 2018. This was a 5 marks question in the board examination. So try to draw with me, and most importantly, try to understand that which organ serves which function. This is a rough diagram which you can draw in the examination. Main thing in the biology diagram is to denote the organs and to represent their functions. This is the main thing. Okay. Okay, so this is known as the ovary. This is ovary. Okay, as we have discussed about the testis in the male reproductive system, that testis is the primary sex organ. Similarly, ovary is the primary sex organ in the female reproductive system. Why it is primary sex organ, students? Because as we know that testis produces a sperm and it also produces the testosterone hormone. That's why it is known as the primary sex organ. Similarly, ovary produces the egg, which is female gamete, and ovary also produces the female hormone known as the estrogen hormone. That's why ovary is known as the primary sex organ of the female reproductive system. Okay, so this tube is known as the fallopian tube. Okay, this is ovary, and above this ovary there is a tubular structure known as what? Known as fallopian tube, in which there are some finger-like projection around the ovary, which are actually of the fallopian tube, but it surrounds the ovary, and this finger-like projection are known as fimbriae. These are called what? These are called fimbriae, and this tubular structure is called fallopian tube, in which this part is called infundibulum. Sorry, isthmus. This part is called isthmus, and this wider part is called ampulla. This wider part is called ampulla, and this part is called infundibulum. Sorry, I have written actually wrong. This is isthmus, this is isthmus, this is infundibulum. Okay, infundibulum. Similarly, this is infundibulum, this is ampulla, and this is isthmus. Okay, then this is the uterus, and there are 3 walls present in the uterus, in which outer one is called perimetrium. This is called what? This is called perimetrium. Middle is called myometrium. Middle is called what? Myometrium. And inner one is called endometrium. And accumulately, this is known as uterus. Okay, this is uterus, and uterus has how much walls? It has 3 walls, in which outer one is called perimetrium, middle is called myometrium, and inner one is called endometrium. Okay, this is called vagina. This is the vagina, and this is the opening called cervix. Okay, so our main concern is all about the ovary. Okay, because we have already discussed a lot of part in the male reproductive system, but our main concern was testes. Similarly here our main concern is ovary. So we are going to discuss about the ovary, that how much the formation of gamete, formation of female gamete means egg takes place, and how does the formation of female hormone estrogen gets formed. So let's discuss about the ovary. Okay, then ovary is the primary sex organ of the female reproductive system, and ovary serves dual function. Its one function is to produce the female gamete. Its one function is to produce what? Female gamete. And what is female gamete? Female gamete is nothing but egg, ovule, oocyte, which fertilizes with the sperm to form the zygote, and then zygote divides further through the rapid mitodivision to form the embryo, and this embryo further forms the child in this month of the 7 to 9 months in the case of the human being. Okay, so first function is to produce the female gamete, and second function is to produce the very important hormones like estrogen hormone. Estrogen, you can say it is analogous to the testosterone hormone, as testosterone controls the behavior of secondary sexual character in the male. Similarly, estrogen controls the secondary sexual character in the female. Okay, beside the estrogen, it also secretes the hormone like progesterone and HCG and relaxin. These are some hormones which we will talk in the later part of this chapter. So our main concern is our ovary, and in the ovary there are two functions gets performed, in which one is to produce the female gamete, that is egg, and second is to produce estrogen hormone, which is known as the female hormone. Okay, if anybody asks to you that which hormone is called male hormone, testosterone is called male hormone, and which hormone is called female hormone? Estrogen hormone. Why? Because it regulates the secondary sexual character. Then what is the primary sexual character? Primary sexual character is the formation of gamete, like formation of sperm, formation of egg. This is a primary sexual character. And beside this, like in the male, if you talk about the male, the coming of moustache, beard, and the soreness of the sound, these are all the secondary sexual character which are regulated by the testosterone hormone. And if you talk about the female, then development of the mammary gland, the high pitch of the sound of the in the case of female, and all these conditions which are different in male and female are due to these hormone, testosterone and estrogen hormone. Okay, students, then talk about how does the formation of egg takes place inside the ovary, and how does the fusion of male and female gamete occurs in the fallopian tube. So first talk about the ovary. As we have already discussed, ovary is the primary sex organ of the female. Okay, then inside this ovary there are certain cells known as oogonia or egg producing cells. Just keep it note that there are very significant difference between the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system. This is that all the gametes in the male reproductive system gets produced after the birth and also after the age of puberty in case of the male reproductive system. But in case of the female reproductive system, all the formation of the ovule takes place before the birth. This is a remarkable difference between the male reproductive system and the female reproductive system, that the gamete in the male reproductive system forms after the age of puberty. But in case of female, all the gametes gets formed before the birth. After birth, there is no formation of even a single egg cell inside the ovary of the female. This is a remarkable difference between male and female reproductive system. Okay, so firstly, before the birth, in the embryonic stage. In the embryonic stage means when the female and female gets fertilized and zygote gets formed. If this zygote is of the female, in which condition? If the chromosome is XX, as we know, XY is of the male type and XX is of female type. There is common thing, this you all know. Okay, so inside the ovary there are cells known as oogonia. Known as what? Oogonia. और egg producing cells, these are called what? Egg producing cells. These egg producing cells moves toward the mitosis division. I think you are familiar with the mitosis and meiosis division. As you know that mitosis division is that type of division in which any cell produces two cells in which number of chromosome is similar. So that division is called mitosis division. And if number of chromosome gets reduced by half, means if there is suppose 46 chromosome in the parent cell and 23 chromosome in the daughter cell, it means the number of chromosome has been halved in this process, in the process of the division. So this is called meiosis division. Okay. And as you know that in the mitosis division there are only 2 cells gets formed, but in the process of meiosis division there are 4 cells gets formed, because mitosis is a single step process while meiosis is a double step process. I think you are familiar with the mitosis and meiosis division because you are in class 12, so you should. Okay, so oogonia or egg producing cells which moves through the mitosis division and forms cells known as the primary oocyte. Known as what? Primary oocyte. Primary oocyte. Okay, primary oocyte. Just keep in mind, these all things happens before the birth. This is, I have said earlier, this is the remarkable difference between male and female. This also can come in the examination, that what the right any remarkable difference between male and female system. This is remarkable difference, that all the gametes in the male system forms after puberty, and all the gametes in the female system, female reproductive system, gets formed before the birth. Okay, so oogonia is present before the birth in the ovary of the female child, which passes through the mitosis division and forms what, students? Forms primary oocyte. Okay, this primary oocyte moves through the meiosis division, and as you know there are 2 steps of meiosis, which is known as meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. So it moves toward firstly with the meiosis 1, and it forms what? It forms secondary oocyte, secondary, or you can say secondary oocyte, right? Secondary oocyte, which is a larger cell. You should keep in mind that when primary oocyte divides, there are 2 cells gets produced which are of the dissimilar size, means they are not of similar size. Okay, one is larger in size and another is smaller in size. Like when primary oocyte divides through the meiosis 1, it produces 2 cells. One is larger in size, which is known as the secondary oocyte, and another is smaller in size, known as what? First polar body. Okay, this is known as what? First polar body, which is smaller in size. Now, till now, no one knows that what is the function of first polar body in the medical science. It is a matter of research nowadays. Various scientists across the world are busy to find the function of the first polar body. But now it can be said that first polar body gets degenerate after a certain period of time, and secondary oocyte, and another thing happen parallel to those events, that what happens when oogonia divides through which division? Keep in mind, mitosis division. Then forms what? Primary oocyte, and around this primary oocyte there are certain layers of tissue which gets accumulated. Okay, around, suppose that this is primary oocyte. Okay, and around this primary oocyte there are certain layers which gets accumulated. These layers are of the granulosa layer. This may be objective question in examination, that what are those layers which surround the primary oocyte? Those are granulosa layer. These are granulosa layers. And after this granulosa layer surrounded the primary oocyte, this is known as primary follicle. This is known as what, students? This is known as primary follicle. Okay, now listen again. Firstly, what happens? Oogonia or egg producing cell are present in the ovary before the birth. These oogonia or egg producing cells moves through the mitosis division and forms primary oocyte. Okay, this primary oocyte moves through the meiosis 1. Meiosis division gets started, and as you know, meiosis takes place in the two steps, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Okay, so primary oocyte moves through the meiosis 1. In meiosis 1, there are two cells gets produced which are not of similar size, which are of a different size. One is larger in size, another is smaller in size. The cell which is larger in size is known as secondary oocyte, and the cell which is smaller in size is known as the first polar body. Why it is first? Because we'll see that later second polar body will also produce in this process. That's why this is first polar body. Okay, and along parallel to these phenomena which are happening here, there are certain cells, granulosa cells you can say, which gets accumulated and surround the primary oocyte, and when granulosa layers surround the primary oocyte, then this is called primary follicle. Similarly, when secondary oocyte gets produced and granulosa layers increase in the number and in the layer, and then this secondary oocyte is known as the secondary follicle. This is known as what? Known as the secondary follicle. And this secondary follicle further matures, further develops and forms Graafian follicle. Very important, this is Graafian follicle. So started with the oogonia, and the last product is Graafian follicle. Just go through this process again. Oogonia are egg producing cells present in the ovary, okay, before the birth. This oogonia moves through the mitosis division and forms primary oocyte. Around the primary oocyte, there are certain layers of granulosa gets accumulated, and this is called primary follicle. Okay, then this primary oocyte moves through the meiosis 1 and forms secondary oocyte, and secondary oocyte, there are a lot of granulosa layers on secondary oocyte, and this structure is known as the secondary follicle, and secondary follicle further develops to form the tertiary follicle, and then again the last product, which is the Graafian follicle. So suppose students, this is the Graafian follicles. What is inside this? Graafian follicle is nothing but secondary oocyte surrounded by the granulosa layers. So when the Graafian follicles gets completely mature, then it ruptures, it breaks in the ovulation process, and the secondary oocyte moves to the fallopian tube. Not whole Graafian follicle, only certain part, only certain nucleus which are present in the Graafian follicle, known as what? Secondary oocyte. This secondary oocyte moves to the fallopian tube, and the remaining part of Graafian follicle is known as corpus luteum. This is known as what? This is known as the corpus luteum. So this is very important question. What is corpus luteum? Corpus luteum is the remaining part of Graafian follicle. When ovulation occurs and inside and the secondary oocyte gets released from the Graafian follicle, then the remaining part of Graafian follicle is known as the corpus luteum. And this corpus luteum, what is the function of this structure? This structure, corpus luteum, produces the hormone known as the progesterone hormone. Listen again. Graafian follicle ruptures, breaks, and secondary oocyte gets releases to the fallopian tube. Okay, and the remaining part which has been left in the ovary of the Graafian follicle is known as corpus luteum. Okay, and this corpus luteum, what is the function of this corpus luteum? That this corpus luteum produces hormone known as progesterone hormone. Known as what? Progesterone hormone. So we have discussed about the secondary oocyte, secondary follicle, Graafian follicle, corpus luteum, progesterone hormone. I think you have need to recall it and recollect it on your notebook. And in the next video, we will talk about the further processes, like what happens when fertilization occurs and what happens when fertilization does not occur, and what is menstruation cycle, which is present in the female reproductive tract. Okay, so this video ends here. Keep on studying. In the next video, we will talk about the menstruation cycle and the various conditions which happens when secondary oocyte releases in the fallopian tube. Okay, thank you.